So, if you're anything like me, and you're a little tinfoil hattie, you want nothing more than to let out your little conspiracy theorist once in a while. And there are a fair few in the world of Fallout 4. So, I'm going to mention now, for starters, spoilers will be going on. So, if you haven't finished the game, do that, come back, check this out. I'm not going anywhere, so you got all the time in the world. Those losers gone yet? Sweet, let's get on with it. So, when people found out how old our dear little son Sean had become while we were a popsicle, get it? Popsicle, because you're a dad. Anyway, people took this news and ran with it pretty well. I mean, I'm not sure that I will be close to being the first person to talk about this, and I definitely will not be the last, I'm sure of that. So, anyway, let's have a look into this. So what do we know already? Well, Sean is now well into his 50s, 60s, 70s by the time you meet him in the Institute, and he goes by the name of Father. Now, that seems a very, very interesting title to give somebody. I mean, you could have gone with CEO, if necessary, or Sean, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And he is an example of pure genetics, completely unaffected by the war, as he was less than 1 when the war started. But by the time you see him, he has cancer. A vastly untreatable cancer to such an advanced group such as the Institute. Now, the Institute is way, way more advanced than our real-life medicine, and we can treat a fair few cancers into remission. That is a capability we have. And I want to know, what could make a cancer be so untreatable to a facility where there are robot people being built and injectors that can cure broken limbs just readily available? Well, that would have to be from someone who took in a lot of radiation. Like, so much it really should kill a person, wouldn't it? That would give you one tough cancer. And you know who did take in that much radiation? Your dear old dad in Fallout 3. But he died in there. Everyone did, I hear you shout. To which I say, you're wrong. Because my main example is Colonel Augustus Autumn. Because as soon as that scene happens and you watch your dad die in front of you, the Enclave rush into the facility and clear everything up, and it's all fine. And he is in the final battle, and he captures you when you're in Vault 87. So that's a pretty tough cookie, isn't it? Or they've got some advanced facilities. And what would stop them doing that for your dad? Well, nothing. Especially if he's an Institute scientist with the knowledge and know-how that they have. And who knows? Maybe they struck a bargain. Maybe they were to let your dad go as long as he had the Institute build Eden a body and transfer him in. We know that's possible. We see it with Curie. And for people to see their president walking around would probably build some trust, and the Enclave would be going places. Now, there is one thing that may derail this, and that is that Sean says he has never been outside before the occasion with you, being when you annoy him at Bunker Hill, or any others that appear in the Institute questline that I've forgotten. And what's stopping him from lying to you is my only question. What's stopping him purging himself of painful memories? I mean, if you would look at his potential life in Fallout 3 as your dad, he gives up his life's work in order to have a child with his wife. His wife dies having their child. He sneaks that child into a vault and has to lie to them for their safety. He has to leave in order to complete his life's work. And he knows that his friends will and did die because of his actions. He gets trapped as a dog in a virtual plane of existence run by a psychopath who wants to be a little girl, and gets reunited with his child only to then be trapped into destroying his life's work and killing himself. Then hearing the potential that his child sacrificed themselves to finish his life's work, that is a hard list of things. And on top of that, the identity crisis and knowing the death of his parent and that he was raised by their killers, that'll cause you to really want to forget some of that pain, or to rationalize it and make it so that everything can fit. Now, another point of mine that I mentioned before, I did say I would get back to, and I wanted to cover more deeply, is that Father says to us at one point that he is an example of pure human genetics, unaffected by the war and radiation. Now, we have to ask, if he were to live this way on his own, why would that be relevant? Why would they have selected him over everyone? Well, it wouldn't, would it? I mean, that clearly indicates then that he was meant to have a child, whom he would raise to succeed him as the leader of the Institute, and would help put humanity back on a path without radiation being so much of an issue. And when his wife died, he panicked. And where did he go? Well, he learnt from his parents, as most people do, and he goes to a vault. A vault that was registered as a control group, clean of experiments and radiation, so his plans to live as a perfect example of pure human genetics lives on as well as it can. Another point is that Father mentions that the Institute is working for the betterment of humankind. Now, what is the one thing that human beings need more than anything? Well, that's water. It keeps us alive. I mean, you can go without food for several days, but if you go without water for a day, you're at the very least on the brink of death. So, if they were doing something to help humanity, then clearly what they're trying to do is help as many people as possible. And with the water, and with the fact that they can upgrade people and make it so that they don't have the fleshy human body that fails in so many ways. I mean, we have cancers, we have heart attacks, we have everything. They're doing it and trying to do the right thing. So it seems almost like it's understandable, and he was fine to work alongside Elder Lyons, whose Brotherhood of Steel was actually doing things to help. But Maxon is the old way, and that's probably why there's the hostility towards this new faction of the Brotherhood of Steel. Now, with all of that playing into each other, as well as many overlapping characters such as MacReady and the Railroad, and the Brotherhood of Steel mentioning people like Lyons, and Maxon actually being in Fallout 3, and there being a time difference of 10 years between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, all of this could work. I mean, this theory may not be for everyone, and that's cool. I mean, if you have any other points that prove or disprove this theory, and then I would love to hear them. Post them in the comments below, and if you want to see more of these, or hear more of my beautiful voice, subscribe. It'll give me a reason to keep doing these, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye. Hey,
Hey there. If you want to see more content, how about you click over here? Or you you click somewhere else. Maybe click the subscribe button down there. That'd be great. Thanks.